1964, the Jesuits held a major Jesuit General Congregation, which is the highest legislative body of the Jesuit order, and they made a major commitment to saying that the mission of the Society of Jesus is the service of the faith and the promotion of justice in a very deeply global way. Following on that, Pedro Rupe, who was the superior general of the Jesuits at the time, founded the Jesuit Refugee Service to try to come to the aid of those people who had been displaced by war and oppression and violence, who had been driven from their homes, the so-called boat people from Vietnam, from Cambodia, the genocide that took place in Cambodia when the Khmer Rouge tried to exterminate a very large portion of their own population. Many, many refugees were created, and the Jesuit Refugee Service was founded to respond to their needs. Well, that mission of working for and with refugees has continued to today, and it's particularly relevant today when we have the largest number of refugees in the world since the Second World War. Today, there are over 68 million forcibly displaced people in the world, many of whom are refugees who have moved across borders. These people are falling through the cracks of the international system between the states of the world, and some of them being driven from home by those very states that should be protecting them. Jesuit Refugee Service is working with them around the world in 55 different countries. The mission of Jesuit Refugee Service is defined by three values: accompaniment, service, and advocacy. They're very deeply convinced that coming to the aid of refugees, providing service for them, has to grow out of being with them, accompanying them, listening to their stories, sharing their lives. And many refugees say that one of the things that Jesuit Refugee Service provides them that is really helpful is this accompaniment, the sense that they count as persons. They're not just statistics. And so out of that grows a very deep sense of what service is needed and what kind of advocacy is called for. This led, for example, to discovering that among the major needs of the displaced people of Cambodia was many of them were being, even after the war and conflict had ended, many of them were being harmed by landmines. So JRS, Jesuit Refugee Service, joined with an international campaign to abolish the use of landmines around the world. So JRS's advocacy grows out of its accompaniment of being with people and learning what they need from listening to them. And that's a very important way of looking at the mission for justice of the Jesuit order and of all of us, to be sure that what we do to try to bring justice to people grows out of what they really need rather than our predetermined ideas of what they need.